So it seems that some Somali Americans stole COVID money that was supposed to go to feed hungry children. Mm. Let's get to it.
The Somali community in Minnesota has been in the news recently because of a massive federal fraud case and heated political rhetoric from President Trump.
Jonah Kaplan of CBS News Minnesota has an exclusive look now at how fraudsters spent hundreds of millions in taxpayer dollars.
A honeymoon in the Maldives, a fleet of luxury cars. Here's a box with more than $270,000 in cash.
Whoa.
This was all evidence from a new trove of files obtained exclusively by CBS News, showing how a group of convicted Minnesota fraudsters spent taxpayer dollars. One text message reads, "You are going to be the richest 25-year-old."
We're not even at the end of the beginning of our pursuit of the stolen money and of the people who stole it.
U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen leads the office digging into the wave of COVID-era fraud that hit Minnesota.
So how much money are we talking about stolen from the American taxpayer?
I can say with great comfort, well in excess of $1 billion.
In the past 3 years, 87 defendants have been charged, 61 convicted. The majority of them are Somali American. Minnesota has the nation's largest Somali population. The perpetrators are accused of ripping off state-run programs intended to feed low-income kids, house the disabled, and provide services to autistic children.
That's sad. That's sad. For real. Like, you could have done something. You could have made money by just using the money what it was intended for. Like, now you ripping off low-income kids who struggling already. Parents are struggling and stuff like that, trying to get something to eat. You don't want to give that to them. You want to rip that off. Housing the disabled. People who cannot really fend for themselves or defend themselves. All these people here have trouble defending themselves. Services for autistic children. As a teacher, I work with autistic children, and it pisses me off to know that there are some people who are that cold-hearted to steal from people like that. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Put in the comment section, my brothers and sisters, how you feel about this right here. If you feel just as pissed as me that these people will be willing to do something crazy like that. And it goes around, it has happened all across America. This is just pinpointed in Minnesota with some Somali individuals who have done that, Somali Americans who have done that, not Somali illegal immigrants. Let's make that clear that these were Somali Americans with U.S. passports who made sure that they were willing to go ahead and commit fraud. These damn bastards. It just sickens me, man. It sickens me. But I just want to take a short break real quick to thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I know your time is valuable, but you're spending it with me. Thank you. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff will help as I continue to grow on this YouTube platform. Thank you for watching. Let's get back to it.
This was a get-rich scheme.
Andy Luger was the U.S. attorney who first examined this fraud. He left in January.
One of the things we discovered is that a number of the people involved were buying investment property, resort property in Kenya.
Wire transfers reviewed by CBS News also show more than $1 million went to Chinese banks. The Trump administration has said it's investigating whether any of the money fell into the hands of terror groups like al-Shabaab in Somalia. But both Luger and Rosen agree the evidence so far shows the criminals were only interested in getting rich.
So there's no evidence that any of these convicted or those who are charged sent a check and directly gave it to al-Shabaab?
I think that's a fair characterization.
These are federally funded programs. They happen in every U.S. state. What happened here in Minnesota that allowed this fraud to materialize, to metastasize?
It appears that the people at the highest levels of responsibility in the government of the state of Minnesota looked the other way.
A spokeswoman for Minnesota Governor Tim Walz tonight tells us that fighting the fraud, it's his, quote, top priority, and fraud is something that happens in states red and blue. Tomorrow, the governor plans to name a new statewide fraud czar. Members of the Somali community, meanwhile, they're warning that they, as a community, are being held collectively.
Now, I will have to say this. What they said with all this stuff, there has been fraud going on all over. PPP loans, all that stuff. COVID in general was like a fraudster's dream. You had unemployment fraud, PPP fraud. You had money that was supposed to go to feed kids who were at home. That right there, somebody say, you know what? I'm gonna steal from kids. This is crazy that people would actually think to themselves that that's a brilliant idea. But I like what the U.S. attorney said. And I know that some people would run with it saying that, oh yeah, Trump said that the money's going to terrorists. He distinctly said that I agree that all they were looking for is to enrich themselves. They weren't worrying about people in Somalia. They could give a damn about people in Somalia. They were worrying about enriching themselves. And they were trying to figure out ways to funnel money through Chinese banks and all these different ways and stuff like that. So miss me with the part where you think that, okay, they're funding terrorists, because they don't give a damn about that. They care about themselves. Like, let's be honest. Like, would you care about if you were like from some country that's going through it and you an American right now, you got your American citizenship and you committing fraud, would you give a damn about people there? No, you know that, hey, look, you know what? Let me try to move this money some way, rich route, so that I can go ahead and have that money set aside, because potentially I'm going to go my ass to jail. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Will they get the money back? I don't think so. They might get some of it, but if it's going to different banks, if it goes to one Chinese bank and then it goes to another bank, like, you ain't getting that money back. Come on. Like, what we as Americans, what we have to do is say, hey, look, you know what? A lot of mistakes were made during that time. During that time, simple as that. And we want them to face justice, let them be charged and convicted so that they won't ever be able to enjoy the money. And we can try our best to claw back some of it. But that money going in the atmosphere. And ain't really nothing we could do about it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I know your time is valuable, but you spent it with me. Thank you. Tell me how you feel about this one right here. Tell me what you think is going to happen. I would greatly like to hear from you, because you guys are special and important to me. I really appreciate it, as you all have liked the videos, made comments, and subscribed, and you have helped me get over 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. Till next time, be safe. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.